Lost my job last night. Got a phone call.
What does the Department of Government Efficiency do? What is its main #1 goal?
Hey guys, it's Angela, and these are some hilarious parodies of people claiming to have lost their job because of Elon Musk and Doge. Please triple check that you guys are subscribed. The entire country roared with optimism and joy as they took down the U.S. Agency for International Development's sign. It was a beautiful symbol that this wokeness was finally over. Some people are not so happy about the changes. Here you have some Democratic lawmakers trying to force their way into the office and making absolute fools out of themselves. And here we have a perfect example of somebody who is finally out of a job, Samantha Powers.
Well, you can imagine when you suddenly in your inbox find a termination notice or a leave of absence notice that you didn't expect to get on a...
Was it really that unexpected? You've known since November 5th that Trump got elected, and you knew that he was going to take action and not let you guys get away with this type of corruption any longer. Was it really that shocking?
Flawed predicate that you're doing radical leftist insubordination. It's pretty jarring. And because there's so many lies and falsehoods
Lies and falsehoods. The information is all out there.
circulating, and so many claims that people are sort of not with the program, I think people are just completely dislocated. There's no stable ground on which to walk. And then, of course, most of them have been laid off, so they're worried about how they're going to pay the bills and how they're going to make rent. But maybe the part that is the most striking and, for me, inspiring, if not surprising, having worked there for 4 years, is that, you know, the people who work at USAID did not come to work at USAID for the money. The civil servants, the foreign servants, the contractors, they came to USAID because they wanted to make a difference in the world, because they saw...
Yes, they desperately wanted to fund Sesame Street in Iraq. It was their dream. And that is why the videos remaking Samantha Powers and other people complaining about finally losing their jobs are so funny and more authentic than anything she just said. Also, if they didn't care about their salaries at all, then why didn't they just do it for free instead of making $180,000 per year and maybe even more from all of their kickbacks? But being in USAID, her thing is to always play the charitable role, right? So this is more authentic. I was fired today from my job at USAID. I worked in the woodchuck department. We were so close to finding out how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Feeling without a purpose at the moment, asking for privacy as I move through this heartache. It's crazy because they actually would have been more productive if they did try to find out how much wood a woodchuck would chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. The answer to that question would have been so much more productive than finding out what happens when you give $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza. Here we have another man who is so sad that he is now out of a job because of Elon Musk's horrible efficiency plan. And he wrote, "Just got fired from USAID. I worked in the department of window raindrop racing. I was the referee." That was honestly the most creative post I have seen in a long time. Somehow I can actually see it. I see these employees looking out a window and they're betting money, being like, oh, 10,000 on the raindrop on the right, because of how much money they make per year in salaries and from other means. This guy also posted, it's so sad, "I was fired from my job at USAID today. We were so close to figuring out what women mean when they say, 'I'm fine.' Decades of research down the toilet." Actually, if they could have figured this out, it probably would have solved a lot of problems in our country. So I'm really devastated about this too, because I wanted to know the answer. I don't know. I guess we'll never know because of Elon Musk and what they have done. All of these incredible causes overseas that left Americans behind. I mean, think about all the people in North Carolina who never received any help from the government, and yet a lot of people in Africa were receiving $750 monthly, and they were able to live off of that. And meanwhile, there was no help for Americans. I mean, it's just so sad to know that America's being put first now and that our money's not going to waste anymore, and other countries are going to have to learn how to take care of themselves and not be dependent on the US anymore. It's actually so sad. It's okay, guys. I'm fine. It's very interesting to see that even Democrats are in support of Doge. Check out what this lady had to say.
I keep waiting and waiting and waiting for Democrats to start redeeming themselves, and every single time I turn around, they worse. Just 100%, no turnabout rate, nothing. It is just going downhill for the Democrats, dude. Can you please tell me, if someone robbed a fucking bank, okay, let's talk about a hypothetical before we get into the real shit real quick. If someone robbed a bank, someone watched the security footage, saw who robbed the bank, told you who robbed the bank, you caught who robbed the bank, are you gonna be mad at the person that robbed the fucking bank or the person that told you were being robbed? Okay, that's what's going on with Elon Musk right now. For those of you that don't understand, okay, Elon Musk was hired for the Department of Government Efficiency. What does the Department of Government Efficiency do? What is its main #1 goal? To make sure that our government is running efficiently. Dumb. And here you are, literally trying to shoot the messenger because he is showing you that a lot of our money is being wasted on shit that is not needed. What type of transgender opera do you need overseas? What type of all of these DEI inclusivity programs do you need to be spending our money on overseas? And instead of being mad at the people that are stealing our money and spending it 100% irresponsibly, you're mad at the man who told you you were being ripped the
Seriously.
You are a cult member. Plain and simple. There is no saving for you. Okay, every single time you guys continue to peddle these lies, you are screaming more and more that you're a cult member. And the more and more you do it, the more and more the moderate Democrats are going to leave you.
I mean, she actually went off. That was a really good video. She seems like the most logical Democrat I have ever heard speak before. And she actually spoke. She actually said words. She actually made sense in this video. A video like this was actually very refreshing because I don't feel any anger or issues with people who have differing opinions than me. However, I find it frustrating when many times videos of liberals sharing their opinions are basically just screaming insults, or they're talking about how much they hate Trump, or they're coming up with some type of weird lie. And for that reason, it's difficult to rationalize with them or have an understanding of their frustrations. And so this video was really cool because I've also been thinking about recently, who even is the face of the Democrat Party? Because for Republicans, we have a large team of various people that we look up to, like Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek, Elon, Caroline Levitt, so many incredible, wonderful people, not to even mention other influencers like Patrick Bet-David and Benny Johnson, people like Brett Cooper. I mean, there's so many incredible influences in the realm of conservativeness, I guess you could call it. However, who are the faces of the Democrat Party? Is it Kamala Harris? Because she went to a Lakers game and nobody cared. Is it people like Harry Sism or whatever his name is? I don't even know his name. And that's why, I mean, there's all of these random videos of liberals going viral for screaming online, but it just doesn't seem like they have anything to stand for. And little by little, all of this LGBTQ stuff is being revealed as just a ploy. And I feel so bad for the people who have internalized it and made it their identity and lived it all out, when at the end of the day, it's just a way to get funding. It's just a way to trick and control people. They have covered so many lies with this idea that they are fighting for something that is right, some type of worthy cause that emotionally charges people and gets them to root for it. And then all of their lies are being exposed. And so all of the people who were rooting for them, they have nothing else to do but to just shoot the messenger. I also heard news that they have even been doxing people who work for Doge, and that now Elon is needing to take more security measures to protect his own life. That is how upset these people are that their lies are being exposed. Here we have another really sad person who posted, just got fired from USAID budget cuts. I was the senior vice president for efforts of ventriloquism on salamanders in Western Uganda. How are we gonna live without this? How are the people of Uganda gonna make it? That was a very, very funny post. However, it would have been just a little bit funnier if instead of Uganda, he put Wakanda. I'm pretty sure this video right here is the one that started this trend of pretending to be a USAID employee, because when I first saw it, I thought that it was real.
It's been, what? It's been like 2 weeks? I mean, 2 weeks. I'm done.
I'm done.
You want to talk about regretting your vote? In 2 weeks, I went from the highest high to being unemployed.
I mean, when I first saw this, I was like, man, he regrets his vote. Like, for what? Was he actually a USAID employee? What? And his daughter's like crying, like they're about to lose their house. Like, what is going on? He took off the MAGA hat, he threw it down, like he's done. What is going on?
Lost my job last night, got a phone call. The repercussions of what Elon Musk are doing with the USAID has real repercussions for real people. For the last 7 years, I have been a shift lead on Project Bus, where we studied to find out if the wheels on the bus went round and round or not. And all of a sudden, Elon, who's not even elected, gets in, and I'm out of a job. What do I tell my family? What do I tell my kids?
I love the fact that she couldn't hold in her laughter. I don't know how he is keeping a straight face.
This isn't a joke. This USAID stuff is not a joke, man.
It's not a joke.
It's affecting real people.
Samantha Powers.
And the worst part is, what if we never figure out? What if we never figure out if in fact the wheels on the bus do go round and round?
True.
Does nobody care?
The end. Does nobody care? Does nobody care about this important issue? I mean, Samantha Power said that they all do it for the work. They all do it for the mission, to find out the truth, to really help people. Do you know how many people's lives are going to be affected now that this project is no longer? People are going to be using bricks on their school buses. And they're not going to be able to go. Kids aren't going to be able to go to school anymore. They're not going to have an education. And that's going to ruin the future of the entire country. And then the food supply is going to go down. And then no one's going to have food because we weren't able to figure out how the wheels on the bus go round and round. I don't know why I actually feel like crying. All right, guys, I have to be honest. As I was getting ready for the making of this video, I had videos like this in my head. And I was like, man, I really hope that this is not how I look. I hope that my eyebrows are not just so basic, and that I don't just put like some basic brown eyeshadow on with the lame eyeliner and the horrible lipstick. I mean, that's not what I look like now, but I don't mind looking like that when I turn 42. I think that that is a fine look. I mean, pretty orange. That was more up Donald Trump's route than it is for most Republican women. I don't know. Some people could argue against that. But honestly, I don't find anything wrong with just less makeup. I think this guy's being dramatic with all the foundation. I don't think all Republicans cake it on like that. Okay? I don't know if we do the whole baking. It's called accentuating your natural look. The stereotypical liberal look still remains worse than their most insane dramatization of the Republican look. I feel both sad and happy right now. Sad because we will never know if the wheels on the bus go round and round. And don't even get me started on the windshield wipers. We're gonna need another $100 billion to even begin that project. I'm just so sad that those people have lost their jobs. And at the same time, I am so very happy that they did. Please triple check that you guys are subscribed. I will see you next time. Bye.